evening, fam. This is Martin Kibati, your host for Youniquely You, the channel where we are all about life, business, and all things unique. Now, last week we had a focus on a few things. The past 3 vlogs, we were looking at the defining moments, looking at fear, we're looking at creating your own version of success. We're also looking at using your past also to define your future. Now, I know people are expecting a video from me on Wednesday, and I said I'm not going to be boxed. If I don't have any content, I'm not going to sit here and start talking about things I don't know about, yeah? And I've been getting sidebars, guys asking, Martin, last week your issue on retrenchment was really touched some nerves. I said, yes, I hope it actually gave some insight, and there are so many other things we can do. And I said, I'm not the SME on that area. But they said, Martin, can you talk about mental wellness? And I said, I'll be honest to you, if I talk about mental wellness, I'll be talking about the things I've seen or experienced, but I'm not talking about knowledge that I've gained from books. But I said that's not our topic for today. Today, I kept on asking myself a question from yesterday and today, and this is, why do you exist as Martin? Why do you exist? This is a very tough question, and I know we all ask ourselves, and at some point, when we ask ourselves this question is when you are at the end of your rope, when things are tight, when things have gone bad, you ask yourself, by the way, why am I here? We don't take stock of our lives when things are good. And sit down and ask yourself, by the way, am I doing things right? Am I going in the right direction? Am I following the path that I had set myself out to? And this is the reason I kept on asking myself, Martin, why do you exist? Why do you exist? And when you're asking why you exist, this is actually purpose. Because we've read so many books, watched so many videos talking about in pursuit of excellence, pursuit of purpose, living a life full of purpose. There's so many books. But let me tell you, the honest truth is this. Purpose, very many people are living purposeless lives. There's a word like that. And what is purpose? Dictionary meaning is, it is a reason for which something exists. Yeah? Or a reason for which something was created. And I kept on asking myself, Martin, why were you created? Yeah? Because we confuse two things. There's purpose and there's passion. So you confuse something that you're passionate about that being your purpose. Because passion actually means intense desire and enthusiasm for something. And this is a question I asked myself a few times, and it brings me to the story of my life. And I'll just summarize. About 10 years ago, I'm not looking even at the time when I was working, when I was born and all that. I'll talk about 10 years ago when I was employed. I met this lady, and she's called Edith. Yeah, hi Edith. She shared an analogy with me that actually changed my way of thinking forever, which is the honest truth. And this analogy was by a guy called Simon Sinek. By then, this guy wasn't famous as he is now. But when you read his books, he talks about what he discovered those many years ago were his purpose and what he's living today. And Simon Sinek has 2 books I like, and that is, one is Start With Why, and the other one is called Find Your Why. And why is the purpose. And this analogy, he calls it the golden circle. What is a golden circle? You draw a circle with 3 circles, starting from a small one, a bigger one, and the largest. So from the small circle, he indicated it why. The middle circle, he wrote it how. And the outer circle, he wrote it what. And this thing was so profound because it told me a lot of things about my life, and it changed my way of thinking, and I started becoming radical in how I was doing things. So this brings me to my story. While I'll tell you a bit about the golden circle. When I was in class 6, I was going to class 7, I repeated back to class 6. And if you have ever repeated, you know how embarrassing that thing is. Because you look at yourself like a failure. You go to a class where, if you are in my age group, you go to a class and then you find these guys, they look like kids, and all that. And you start second guessing yourself. I didn't know this thing affected me until later on in life. I think maybe when I'm an adult, is when I think about it and I say, all these things that happened to me in my past were defining moments. So as an escape, I picked up music. So when I picked up music, it became, initially it was an escape. Then it turned into a hobby. Then into a passion. So into a passion, I started doing so many things in between from actually class 7. And that's when I was saying, you have to actually define yourself as a human being and don't die a copy of someone else. And I remember my late bro, he used to be an accountant. And for me, I picked up accounting because my bro Simon loved accounting. So I did accounting. I wanted to do CPA. I did 1 year and I was like, this thing is not for me. I had another brother who loved table tennis. I picked up table tennis. I did it for a couple of years and I'm very good at table tennis. And I know I became very good and I realized anything I put my head to, I was very good, but I was not consistent in that same thing. Because I was picking up someone else's thing. Then my elder brother, another one who introduced me to my job. So I picked up that. So when I looked at my past, I wanted to be so many things. And this is the thing, guys. You cannot be all things to all men. Pick a struggle and die with it. Choose one. And so for me, when I look back at my life, I picked up so many things just from that time. Because remember, music was my escape. So when I actually I left school, I joined music ministry. And I looked at my friends and I'm like, wow, my pals even went to State O. Now they are singing. They are so good. I wish I could be like them. So I had so many half-baked things. And in this process, I discovered I was actually looking for my why, my purpose. What is it that Martin has been put on this earth to do? It can really be frustrating if you don't know your purpose. It can be very frustrating. And now, let's fast forward. At job, at work, I was so caught up in my passion, and which is music, that I forgot to chase the purpose. What was my purpose? I had not yet discovered my purpose. I was thinking the two are one and the same. Yeah, I love music. I'm so passionate about music. Music is my purpose. I went into a studio, like 2 or 3 studios, recorded music. I have several music elsewhere. Then unakosana na watu, then you're like, no. These guys have messed me up. Studios in Kenya, to produce music in Kenya is so tough. Again, it's because I was not consistent in my message. And I discovered that wasn't my purpose. It doesn't mean, yes, right now I've discovered my purpose. I'm on my way there. It is painful to change something you've known for so long to something new that God is telling you. By the way, Martin, that wasn't your purpose. So while chasing a passion, thinking it's my purpose, I was taking an influencer role, not realizing God is putting me up into a position to be, not an influencer, to be, what is it? What is that word? Enabler. To be an enabler. So I was an enabler. I discovered, because of my job, I used to travel around the world. I get good ideas. I come here in Kenya, I try to actually do them. I discovered I was failing miserably. But when I share with someone, that person does and that thing works so well. And I was frustrated. I'm like, God, why are these things not working with me? Then you start asking yourself those questions if you are a church person. Am I cursed? Do I need to make those dangerous prayers so that these things can get off my life, so that I can get my purpose? I discovered, by the way, my purpose was to be an enabler. Someone will come to me and share an idea and I'm like, I was thinking about this yesterday. And I have a better way of executing it, but I don't want to share because, hey Martin, these are your ideas, keep them. One day you'll execute them. I have hundreds of ideas. You're going to execute 100 ideas in your lifetime. Okay. Unless you have the Holy Spirit working inside you over time, you're doing these things every day, then you're going to execute all those ideas. But I remember, I learned that my focus now had to turn from thinking, Martin, you are an influencer, but you are an enabler. I went into training. Now I picked up training, and that's one thing that has been consistent through that time after I met that lady called Edith, and she's the one who introduced me to training up until now. And I discovered, by the way, all those ideas that come to your head, you're not the one who's supposed to execute them. So God was putting me on a pedestal I didn't know. Whether it's leadership role or something. With all the challenges I have behind me and my past, which I'm going to explain at another vlog, I discovered all these things are not for you. So one, know your why. Before you start doing things, know your why. And I'll read, having a clear purpose makes you and your business more appealing. You'll become more appealing. People are looking for connection, not perfection. And this is what is happening right now during this era and the disruption that COVID has brought with it. People are looking for something and somewhere to connect with. Know your why. If you don't know your why, number 2, try and unlock it. How do you unlock your why? By looking into your past. By the way, when you look into your past, you discover there's something consistent that I've been doing besides all these other flurry of things that are happening, there's something I've been doing and I've discovered that might be my purpose. I'll give you an example. It's not a good example per se. For example, like a lady who was molested when she was a young child. When she grew up, she became a lawyer, and her purpose became fighting for the girls who were abused. Her purpose was very clear and defined due to a pain in her past. It doesn't have to be a pain. It can be something that gives you pleasure. There's something you just love doing effortlessly. You even spend money on it. You don't even get money from it. Now, if you turn that thing into something monetary, make it that passion into your purpose, your why. Because you cannot jump the golden circle and start from the outside. Because everyone knows what they do. Very few people know why. Everyone knows what they do and they know how to do it. But very few people know why they do these things they do. So number 3, if you don't know your purpose, find someone who knows you well. They don't have to know you intimately, but people you've been hanging around with for a while, who are curious about your life and they're also observant. These people will also assist you in knowing, by the way, Martin, there's a way you do your things, this is how you are, there's a way you talk, there's a way you do ABCD, you can be a good trainer. Sometimes I discovered when we were training, I will do it so effortlessly, we will stay even up to 7, and our students even will never even complain. Why? Because the classes were so engaging, and I'm like, oh, okay. And that's why the person we were training with is my partner today in our training company. We discovered, but that is our purpose. Our purpose is to enable. So go and talk to people who know you well, and they can tell you, they're observant and they're curious. They're like, but there's a way, if something happens this way or someone does something, it really bugs you a lot. It's like you want to make a change in that particular thing. That might be your purpose. I'm not saying it is. It might be. You need to explore further. But finally, the how, which is your passion, brings the why purpose to life. Your how. Whatever you do every other time, that passion might bring your purpose to life. There's that one thing you're passionate about. And I'm praying the thing you're passionate about is not because you are pushed or it's FOMO or it's a fear of the unknown that pushed you to do this thing. There's something you just do effortlessly. You are so passionate about this thing, it might unlock your why. And that's why I leave you with those 4 things. Know your why. If you know your why, having a clear purpose makes you and your business more appealing. Even you as a person, just those people who endear to you every time. Look at even different companies like Apple. I'll choose Apple because I use an Apple user, but do I say? Apple, look at their marketing message. And this is what Simon Sinek used as his illustration. You know, the way they put their message in terms of Apple, they don't tell you about our phones are 4GB, the camera is 24 megapixels. You know those things, the technical messages, you never see them advertising with the technical message. They just tell you about what that gadget, how it will make you feel. Then the rest, you just find out for yourself. But and this technical aspect of that gadget is the what? That's what it is. If I'm buying a phone, I'll go for 4G and 128GB, blah, 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 all those things. All the gadgets have the same message. But what differentiates you from the rest? It is the connection. So they connect with you on another level. That's why you find people who are Apple users, it's rare and very hard for them to move to other gadgets. No matter how much they say, oh, I hate this. I'll give an example. Look at Safaricom, their marketing message. Niko na wewe. They're not talking about Safaricom. We are the fastest, we are the whatever. Niko na wewe. As in, we walk with you through your journey in life and all that. Their marketing message connects to you. And that's why we all buy into Safaricom, no matter how, I'm sorry, expensive or whatever it may be, but they're giving us the service we require. And they're connecting to us on a human level. That's why they sell. So you, what is your why? Unlock the why by looking into your past. Once you look into your past, you'll be able to know there's a consistent message from your past up to your present. Then find someone who knows you well, who will be able to uncover your why. They are curious, they are observant, they'll be able to tell you, by the way, this is the way you are, this is the way you behave. And finally, the how, which is your passion, brings the why, which is your purpose, to life. So with this, I know I'm very passionate about this particular topic, and it's very wide. We can even discuss further, and we can focus on it on another vlog. But what I'll just like to urge us today, even for me, I'm on my way to discovering my purpose. Know your purpose. Don't live your life a copy. When you know your purpose and your why, you will be uniquely you. There's no other Martin Kibati in this world. So I can only compete with Martin Kibati today and aspire to be a better Martin tomorrow. When I get to tomorrow, I'll try to beat the Martin today and be a better Martin tomorrow. I cannot be anyone else. Do not live your life a mere copy. Discover your why and you will be uniquely you. Thank you for being with me today. And this is your channel, Youniquely You, where we are all about life, business, and all things unique. Thank you. God bless you and have a good evening.